Last week on the show, we told you to sell high on the Colts, buy low on the Seahawks, and the power play of the week was on the Browns. Provided you got the best of the number with Seattle there, you would have gone a perfect 3-0 with those bets. Let's see if we can do it again this week here on the Power 5. What's going on, everybody? I am Bryan Power, of course, back with you to talk a little NFL Week 15 here on the show, where backup quarterbacks across the league have led to some crazy line moves. These suddenly resurgent Giants are only a 6-point underdog on the road this week. What do we do with the team the Giants just upset Monday night, the Packers, laying only a field goal at home to Tampa Bay this week? How do great teams perform as underdogs late in the season? And which team total am I eyeing up for this week's power play? I'll have the answers to all those questions momentarily, but first, let's start the Power 5 the same way we always do, by looking at the WagerTalk.com odds screen to see how the market is moving. So just how much is a starting quarterback worth? That is the question, and we're about to find out because a number of key quarterback injuries across the league have resulted in big line moves. We start on Thursday, where the Raiders are now laying 3 to the Chargers. The Chargers starting Easton Stick because Justin Herbert out for the season. Now, we're not entirely certain who's going to play quarterback for Las Vegas either. Aiden O'Connell could be benched in favor of Brian Hoyer. My goodness, I thought it was 2023. Personally, I'm passing on Thursday Night Football with all of that unknown at the quarterback position. Looking ahead to Sunday, though, with C.J. Stroud out, the Texans have gone from 3.5-point favorites to a 3-point dog at Tennessee. Miami, minus 13.5 against the Jets. At least that's what the line was. Now the Dolphins are down as low as minus 8 at some shops. That's not because of an injury at quarterback, though, but rather MVP candidate, wide receiver Tyreek Hill. He's dealing with an ankle injury considered day to day. My view is, if you wanted to bet the Jets, you've already missed the best of the number. It's probably no longer worth backing them. It's still Zach Wilson playing quarterback for that team, for crying out loud. Now with the Titans, that line figures to be affected when we find out C.J. Stroud's official status. Stroud, for Houston, he remains in concussion protocol. Remember, Texans really beat up at wide receiver as well, with both Nico Collins and Tank Dell out. I wouldn't sell on the Texans just yet. However, a team I will sell high on this week is the Giants. Yes, the Giants, currently +6 most places this week at New Orleans, even seeing some 5.5s show up on that WagerTalk.com live odds screen. Look, Tommy DeVito and his cutlets may be a nice story, but the G-Men, I think it's getting to be about 14 minutes and 59 seconds of DeVito's 15 minutes of fame. They have won 3 in a row, but we're still talking about a team with the third worst point differential in the league this season. Recently, the Giants were +7.5 at Washington, and they were getting points at home against New England. I'm not a huge fan of the Saints, but should they be laying more than 6 at home to the Giants? I think they should be. Obviously, the numbers against Washington and New England, in retrospect, those numbers were too high. Those teams were laying too many points to the Giants. But I think here the Saints were getting a bit of a discount. They have the 9th best point differential in the league right now. I know it was a somewhat fraudulent win over Carolina last week, but I'm selling high on New Orleans opponents this week, that being the New York Giants. Not only have the Saints scored 102 more points than the Giants this year, they've allowed 53 fewer points. Now for buy low, and we're going to turn to the team the Giants just upset Monday night, and that would be Green Bay, who is a 3-point favorite at home over Tampa Bay. Look, it was a bad night for the Packers Monday. There's no doubt about it, no sugarcoating it, but returning home, I like the situation for them. Tampa Bay has yet to defeat a team with a winning record this season, and prior to Sunday's 29-25 win at Atlanta, the Bucs had never won a game under Todd Bowles where they allowed more than 20 points. And I'm not sure they even deserved to beat the Falcons last week, considering they were outgained by 2 yards per play and 434 to 290 for the game. Green Bay, prior to Monday, they'd been playing well. They beat the Chiefs on Sunday night a couple weeks ago. Jordan Love has certainly looked better at home on the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, so to speak. I would buy low on the Packers this week at home against the Bucs. Which NFL teams are you selling high and or buying low on for Week 15? Let me know down in the comments section below, and be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the Wager Talk YouTube page, where we have exclusive previews for each and every NFL matchup this week. In just a moment, I'm going to be letting you know about my 5% play in NFL this weekend, but first, we're going to get to our stat of the week, and this stat of the week is this. Since 2012, teams with a straight-up win percentage of 750 or greater that are underdogs in December or later have gone just 15 and 27 ATS. So if a good team's getting points, yes, it does seem like it is too good to be true. Why am I bringing this up? Because this trend applies to the 10-3 Cowboys this week, who are currently +2 at Buffalo against a Bills team that is only 7-6 straight up on the year. Quite the interesting number from the odds makers in that marquee matchup. Okay, I've got to take a moment now to tell you all what's going on right now at WagerTalk.com. I'm on a 23-7 all sports run in December. That's number one for the month, entering Thursday, and the news keeps getting better because this weekend I've got a rare 5% play in the NFL. You can get that 5% play for 50% off if you buy on Thursday, today. But if you miss out, if you're listening to this on Friday or Saturday, no worries, because you could still get my 5% play plus 2 additional 4% best bets in NFL for this weekend for just $39, and that will be available all weekend long. And if you're looking to lock in long term, how about using coupon code GIFT25 at checkout? That's GIFT25, and you'll get $25 off a 7-day all-access pass. That's every winner for 7 days. NFL, College Bowls, which starts Saturday, NBA, college hoops, and soccer. 7 days worth of winners for only $74 with that coupon code GIFT25, GIFT25. Head on over to my page right now, wt.buzz/BP, to take advantage. Okay, now let's wrap things up with our power play of the week. And I'm going to be looking at a team total here. Rams over 29.5, a high number. It's currently -102 at DraftKings if you want to bet the over. But look, everyone scores against the Commanders, who have given up 45 to Miami, 45 to Dallas, and even 31 to the Giants in their last 3 games. That they were off a bye now coming into this game against the Rams are Washington, but it's the worst defense in the entire league in the nation's capital. And I think the Rams can do what previous Commanders opponents have done, and that is put up a lot of points on the board. 5 of the Commanders' last 6 opponents have scored at least 29. The exception was the Patriots, who stink offensively. The Rams, they've got Matthew Stafford, throwing to Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. Kyron Williams is back at the running back position. This is a Rams team that scored 31 or more 3 consecutive weeks, guys, so maybe this total isn't so high after all. I'm going over. Look for the Rams to put up a lot of points at home this week against the sorry Commanders. Rams over 29.5 is your power play of the week, and that does it for the Power 5 here on WagerTalk TV for NFL Week 15. You can find me on X, that's formerly Twitter, at Bryan Power _wins. Don't forget about that 5% max bet coming up this weekend. And until next time, let's cash some tickets.